about a former counterpart, but I want to answer to your questions. Mike Pompeo, my former counterpart, I believe, wrote this book during the campaign for his candidacy of presidency. Probably he wanted to launch his campaign for running for president. Related to these claims, I can say, one, there's information that are not true. I am saying it with a diplomatic language. You can call them lies. There are exaggerations and double standard. Furthermore, so far related to the support they are giving to terrorism, it is a significant crime in the USA, and probably in order to not be subject to a prosecution phase, there is a significant level of disinformation that is laid forward. Turkish armed forces not having a capacity to beat down Daesh, for them to say that is really something to be considered, because it's during Trump period they weren't engaged with PKK or YPG. It started back in Obama times, so this is not their decision. We need to correct that first. Second, today we are the only NATO army that is fighting Daesh physically, and for more than 4,000, 5,000 Daesh members were eliminated, both in Syria and in Iraq. In Syria, while we are eliminating the Daesh terrorists, or when we were clearing the northern Syria from Daesh terrorists, USA, back when Pompeo was in duty, they put PKK, YPG, and Daesh, they put them in buses and then on planes, and then they sent them to Afghanistan. Today, the terrorist attacks in Afghanistan are carried out by their hands. I'm talking about the attacks of them. So the Turkish army's capacity, ground capacity, is seen by everyone, both PKK and from Daesh. 8,000 kilometer square of an area in terms of supporting the territorial integrity of Syria was cleared by the Turkish army. So there is an untrue information mentioned here. Back in 2019, related to the discussion in Istanbul, I was with Mike Pompeo from the beginning to the end. Why did they come to Turkey? First of all, we are clearing the terrorists from here, and you should take a break to the operation against terrorists. They wanted to give this message. They brought a paper from them, and we said this wasn't discussable. We prepared an 11-item document to them in half an hour. We discussed them with the presence of our president, and we agreed upon the remaining 2 items as well. And then we went out, and they went to their embassy, and with the instructions of our president, we shared the joint statement with the press. They did not meet the obligations of that joint statement, and they showed that they weren't honest. As in all visits, there could be meetings between the heads of states, between the presidents and heads of states, and before the meetings between the delegations, they had a tete-a-tete meeting, and yes, with Pompeo, we saw that the meeting was getting delayed, and I said, one is the president and the other side is a vice president, and I said to Pompeo, if they need us, they will call us, and according to protocol, according to the procedure, it would not be correct to enter the meeting room. Now we understand why he was upset. He called that video upsetting and disgusting, but we actually lived that. Don, I am sorry, I'm taking too long because the question was long. I apologize. We actually lived that night. 200 of our citizens died. There is a then deleted tweet, and that night he wrote something against our president. So we understand that he was actually supporting the coup attempt. So for him to be disturbed by that video was that is why he was disturbed, because that video shows how the coup attempt started and how the Turkish public thwarted the coup attempt. I think he